So hi everyone, it's Carl from Code and Create here, and in today's video I'm going to walk through a live coding session building a quiz application. So lockdowns have been extended and everyone wants to do a quiz application. So what's this app going to do? So the idea really is that the quiz master is able to define their own questions, and it's also going to let the players keep in sync with one another. The quiz master will have full control over the flow of the game. They'll be able to see the answers as they're coming through by the players. The players will be able to submit their answer and then just see their answer until such time as the quiz master is able to push forward. So I am planning to run this using something like Zoom, completely separate, so that everyone can have that interaction with everybody. And the quiz master should be able to see the answers coming through and add a little bit of just interaction with everybody, little jokes and stuff like that. So this has got to be done in a 2-hour build. This is planned to be used in the same evening that I'm building it. There will not be any time for any Gucci styling. Let's do it.
I start off by creating a new .NET Core web application. Type is an MVC project with user accounts. We give it a name and we are set.
Next, I define our classes that will scaffold the rest of the project. To get off the starting line, I've created 3 classes: quiz, question and answer. I then add these classes to our DB context so we can read and write to our database. Next is our first controller. I scaffold a quiz controller and add migration for the 3 models. Run and test everything is wired up correctly, and using the included user accounts we can register and log in straight out of the box. Using the scaffolded quizzes controller, I use that for the quick copy pasta into a new clean quiz controller, which will be used as my intended entry point for users. In this controller, I prepare the creation of a quiz and hook up a link from the home page to access this view. Now we handle the user request to create a quiz. We need to validate the form and create a unique code which can be given to players to find the quiz. Successful creation of a quiz means logically the next step is to create some questions. To be clean, quick and useful as possible, I opt for a single question submission at a time. Successful creation of a question simply pushes the user back to the same page to add more questions. So far, users can create a quiz and add questions. We need to let them access this quiz, see the questions and resume any admin tasks. I wire this linkage into the home page. As I'm going through, I'm digressing into handling errors I can see happening. In this case, incorrect quiz codes. Handle this with a not found redirect. Alright, so next we need to prepare answers for any of the players of the quiz, and allow the host to end the question so that we can keep all the players in sync together. This should help keep an element of excitement between the host and the players. I opt to create a play controller. This should keep nice URLs and allow us to easily identify and modify code between players and the hosts. Here we can accept all traffic and handle requests appropriately. I envisage 3 scenarios: quiz not started, quiz in play, and quiz finished. Game is now in play. Each player has a templated answer to match the quiz questions. I build our answer page. I'm bouncing back and forth at this point. Back to the new host controller and prepare an area for the host to view the current questions and submitted answers. Bounce back to the home page to add some navigation to these new controllers we've built, otherwise users won't be able to find their way around. I opt for an ask the user what they want to do approach. Are they a player or are they a host? And I'm using plain vanilla JavaScript to toggle visibility of the contain divs. Now I begin to retrieve relevant data. Quiz is owned by the logged in user, prepare the data around that including the quiz questions, and the players waiting to begin. I also decide to include a new flag to the quiz to denote the quiz has started. This will easily let me decide where to send a player, either to the answer or to the waiting page. So around here I'm still working on the same things. This is a prime example of how your first pass or attempt at something doesn't always do what you expect, and you simply don't like it. Our first view model. A model for our host to see the live current questions in play, as well as any submitted answers by the players, at the time of the page load at least. Host will simply need to refresh this page to see any changes. I prepare the answer form for each player. The data submitted here by our users will be captured and made available to the host page. More of the same, slowly building up the page piece by piece. Gradually you can see the two components coming to life and how they will feed one another. My first working method of the player answer screen here is done, and whilst we wait for the host to progress to the next question, they can see their answer as a rendered label opposed to an input field. And the host can now load the question. This will prompt each player's auto page refresh to pick up the progression. I handle when there are no more questions for players to answer. Players are sent to a thank you page. The host is sent back to their summary page. So the final leg of the build. I tidy up how we can differentiate between a pending and live quiz, and one completed with an ended flag. With that flag now in play, the last view I build is a quiz summary page. Purpose here is to collate the quiz questions with all the player answers and render them all on page for people to see.
So the very same night the app was built, it did get used for a family quiz night, and did it work? I'm happy to say that it did. And here is a little preview of the 40 or so questions and answers that we had at the end. All in all, it was a great success for a 2-hour build. Like anything though, it can be improved. Cody's got some cool ideas to throw in the mix for functionality, as well as a lick of paint, no doubt. I think one of the biggest things that I regretted not doing was adding the pass button in. People would be saying on Zoom, I have no idea. And rather than just press a little button that says pass, they have to actually write something like an X or the word pass and hit send. So that's something I would definitely change in the immediate. But this is now live. Everyone can have a play with it. It's available on 2 URLs. There's lockdownquiz.app and it's on lockdownquiz.co. Feel free, check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Got any suggestions? Get in touch. As always, we are at Code and Create on Twitter. You can email us info@codeandcreate.co.uk and you can visit the website at codeandcreate.co.uk. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye bye.